Some people wake up smiling, energized, ready for anything instantly. Meanwhile, you hit snooze 3 times, feeling completely run over. Here's a truth almost nobody tells you about mornings, honestly. It isn't genetics, luck, or some secret happy pill hiding. It's simply what you do in the first 60 minutes. Today, we're breaking down 10 morning habits scientifically proven effective. These habits flood your brain with real happiness chemicals daily, not a temporary boost that fades away by lunchtime, sadly. We're talking all-day emotional elevation backed by genuine research findings. This isn't wishful thinking, it's neuroscience and psychology working together closely. Listen closely when we eventually reach habit number 7, please. Don't zone out during that one. It's genuinely transformative material. That habit rewires your entire emotional baseline completely and permanently. Every person who masters it feels the shift almost instantly. Miss it, and you'll miss the whole transformation entirely, unfortunately. By the end, you'll have a simple morning blueprint ready. This blueprint makes you happier, sharper, and emotionally steadier daily. No added stress, no complicated rituals, just simple daily actions. Let's walk through these habits one at a time, carefully. 10 small changes can create one massive shift in mornings. Most people blame bad moods on outside circumstances beyond control. Traffic, weather, emails, difficult people all get the blame. But the biggest factor sits quietly within your own control. It's the 60 minutes right after your eyes first open. That window shapes hormones, focus, and emotional resilience for hours. Understanding this changes how you approach every single morning ahead. You stop feeling like a victim of random daily circumstances. Instead, you become someone actively designing their emotional experience daily. That shift alone, before any habit, changes everything meaningfully already. Now, let's get specific about what actually works, scientifically speaking. The first habit is small but surprisingly powerful once practiced. When you wake up, resist grabbing your phone immediately, please. Don't scroll, don't check messages, don't open any apps yet. Instead, spend exactly 60 seconds breathing slowly and noticing yourself. Scientists call this brief window a transition pause, quite literally. One peaceful minute increases serotonin, your body's natural mood stabilizer. It also lowers cortisol, the stress hormone notifications instantly spike. This single minute sets the emotional tone for your day. It tells your brain you're starting today intentionally, not accidentally. Think of it as choosing your morning instead of reacting. Most people's first action is checking a screen, unfortunately, immediately. That single choice floods the brain with urgency and comparison. 60 seconds of stillness interrupts that automatic, reactive default pattern. It costs nothing, requires no equipment, and takes barely time. Yet, it quietly rewires how your nervous system starts each day. Try lying still, eyes open, simply noticing your breath moving. That's genuinely the entire habit, nothing more complicated required here. The second habit involves stepping into natural morning light briefly. Open your curtains or step outside for 2 quiet minutes. Research suggests morning sunlight boosts serotonin and regulates internal rhythms. It dramatically improves mood and increases energy later that afternoon. You don't need to stare directly into blinding sunlight, obviously. Just walk near a window, sip water, let light in. Consider this simple act your body's natural morning on switch. Your internal clock relies heavily on consistent early light exposure. Without it, your circadian rhythm drifts, affecting sleep and mood. 2 minutes outside costs almost nothing compared to its benefits.
Even cloudy daylight provides far more signal than indoor lighting. Pair this habit with your first coffee sip if possible. Standing outside briefly also naturally encourages a little movement too. Habit 3 sounds almost too simple. Make your bed daily. Yes, it sounds like something parents once yelled about constantly, But small, easy wins early create real success momentum quickly. Completing a tiny task releases dopamine, the motivation chemical itself. Dopamine essentially says, we finished something, let's finish more now. Making your bed becomes a psychological snowball rolling downhill nicely. It tricks your brain into feeling capable and genuinely accomplished. That feeling of capability follows you throughout the entire day. This concept applies beyond bed making, honestly, to almost any tiny task. Folding laundry, washing one dish, tidying a desk all count. The specific task matters less than the completion feeling itself. Choose whichever small task feels achievable within your first minutes. Habit 4 centers on 10 deep breaths before facing chaos. Before work, school, or life's noise, pause for 10 breaths. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's calm mode. It reduces anxiety, lowers stress, and sharpens your daily focus. 10 slow breaths take roughly 45 seconds of your time. 45 seconds can buy you hours of internal peace afterward. Try inhaling for 4 counts, holding briefly, exhaling for 6. That slightly longer exhale signals safety directly to your nervous system. Do this seated, standing, or even still lying in bed. No special posture or environment is required for this habit. Habit 5 is simple. Drink water before reaching for coffee. Don't worry, nobody's taking away your beloved morning coffee ritual. But you wake up dehydrated and your brain needs hydration first. Drinking water before caffeine boosts mood, focus, and steady energy. It also reduces that dreaded afternoon caffeine crash everyone dreads. Think of water as gently waking your brain up first, then enjoy your coffee once your body feels properly hydrated. A full glass, roughly 8 ounces, works well for most people. Keep water by your bed so it's ready immediately upon waking. This tiny adjustment prevents the jittery, anxious feeling caffeine sometimes causes. Habit 6 asks for one small feel-good movement, nothing fancy. You don't need a workout, yoga pants, or gym membership. All you need is 60 seconds of gentle physical movement. Stretch, shake your arms, do a few squats, roll shoulders, or simply dance around because, honestly, nobody's watching you. Movement releases endorphins, your brain's built-in happiness relief system. Just 1 minute of movement noticeably improves your mood fast. People who move each morning report better moods all afternoon. Their happiness genuinely lasts longer throughout the rest of the day. Movement doesn't need structure, intensity, or planning to be effective. The goal is simply signaling to your body that you're active. Even standing and reaching toward the ceiling briefly counts fully. Now we arrive at Habit 7, the real emotional game changer. Write down exactly one intention for your entire day ahead. Not a to-do list, not 10 goals, just one intention. Something simple like, today I choose patience over frustration entirely. Or, today I'm focusing on progress instead of chasing perfection. Or, today I'm protecting my peace no matter what happens. This simple ritual reduces mental overload almost immediately once practiced. It gives your brain a clear emotional direction to follow. It's like plugging your happiness into a personal GPS route. Your brain naturally loves clarity and automatically tries following direction. This is why Habit 7 changes everything for so many people. One sentence, written honestly, can shift your entire emotional trajectory. People who skip this often drift through days without direction. People who practice it report feeling anchored and intentional daily. Don't underestimate this habit just because it seems incredibly simple. Simplicity is exactly why it works so consistently for everyone. Write it somewhere visible, a notebook, sticky note, or phone. Reread it once around midday to realign yourself if needed. Over weeks, this practice quietly reshapes how you handle setbacks. You start responding intentionally instead of reacting emotionally to problems. That shift alone justifies the 10 seconds this habit requires. Habit 8 involves avoiding negative input during your first hour. This means no drama, bad news, or toxic conversations early. Your brain sits in a highly programmable state right after waking. Whatever you feed it early becomes your emotional baseline instantly. Fill your mind with negativity early, and your day feels heavier. Protect that first hour like it's genuinely sacred and untouchable. It's essentially the emotional foundation everything else gets built upon. Guard it fiercely, because everything afterward depends on this foundation. This means delaying news apps, group chats, and stressful emails. Nothing urgent truly requires attention within your very first hour. Give yourself permission to protect that time without guilt whatsoever. Habit 9 is a 30-second gratitude scan. Nothing overly complicated. Not the cheesy, forced version most people dread performing daily. Just 30 seconds recalling something genuinely good in your life. Maybe a person you appreciate, a moment you truly enjoyed, or simply the plain fact that you woke up today. Gratitude increases dopamine and activates your brain's natural reward centers. It literally rewires your mind toward noticing more positive things. People practicing morning gratitude report being happier and more optimistic. They also report feeling emotionally stronger throughout stressful, demanding days. 30 seconds is genuinely all this habit requires from you. You can say it silently, write it down, or speak aloud. Consistency matters more than the format you ultimately choose here. Over time, gratitude becomes an automatic lens rather than effort. Finally, habit 10, creating your own personal happiness anchor daily. This is the habit most people never actually bother trying, but those who do experience genuinely complete emotional world changes. Every morning, do one small thing that makes you happy. It could be listening to a song you deeply love, or reading a quote that genuinely inspires and motivates you. Maybe laughing at a silly memory or old inside joke. Looking at an old photo can also spark real joy. Hugging someone you care about works wonderfully as an anchor. Even saying one thing you genuinely love about yourself counts. Just one intentional moment of joy, chosen deliberately each morning. This habit anchors your mood and locks in positivity early. It makes your brain more resilient against stress and negativity. Think of it as emotional armor before facing the world. Here's the fascinating science behind why this habit matters most. Your brain keeps the emotional flavor of your first joyful moment. That feeling genuinely follows you for hours afterward, quietly influencing everything. This is exactly why you absolutely cannot skip this habit. Skip it, and your mood depends entirely on external circumstances. Practice it, and you control your emotional state from start. That distinction alone can transform how your entire day unfolds. Choose your anchor the night before if mornings feel rushed. Having it ready removes decision fatigue when you first wake. Even 10 seconds of deliberate joy outweighs hours of drifting negativity. And that's it. 10 simple habits capable of changing everything. 10 small shifts that change how your mornings genuinely feel. 10 small shifts that ultimately change how you feel overall. Try even one of these habits tomorrow morning, just once. You're already moving toward a happier, calmer version of yourself. A more energized, emotionally steady version waiting to emerge daily. Remember, this isn't about perfection or completing every single habit. It's about intentionally choosing your emotional starting point each morning. Start with the 60-second pause before reaching for your phone. Add morning light exposure once that first habit feels natural. Layer in bed making for that quick dopamine-driven success momentum boost. Breathe deeply before chaos arrives, protecting your nervous system daily. Hydrate before caffeine, letting your brain wake gently, not violently.
Move your body for 60 seconds, releasing natural mood-lifting endorphins. Then write one honest intention guiding your entire day forward. Guard your first hour fiercely against negativity, drama, and toxicity. Scan for gratitude for 30 seconds, activating your reward system. Finally, anchor real joy deliberately before the world demands attention. Stack these habits gradually rather than attempting all 10 instantly. Small, consistent actions compound into significant emotional shifts over time. Pick just 1 or 2 habits for your very first week. Once they feel automatic, layer in another one gradually afterward. Within a month, you'll likely have most habits running naturally. Your morning genuinely shapes your entire day's emotional trajectory ahead. Choose intentionally instead of reacting automatically to whatever life brings. Your happiness doesn't depend on luck, genetics, or fleeting circumstances. It depends on repeatable, science-backed choices made within 60 minutes. Make those minutes count, and everything afterward tends to follow. Your day starts now, so make it a genuinely good one. A few common questions come up whenever people try this blueprint. First, what if you genuinely don't have 60 free minutes? Good news, this entire blueprint fits comfortably within 15 minutes total. 60 seconds stillness, 2 minutes light, 1 minute bed making, adds quickly. 45 seconds breathing, 1 minute water, 1 minute movement, barely noticeable. 30 seconds writing intention, 30 seconds gratitude, 1 minute joy anchor. Add it up, and you're still under 15 total minutes spent. That's a small price for genuinely reshaping your entire emotional day. Second question, what happens if you miss a day completely? Nothing catastrophic happens, you simply restart tomorrow without any guilt. Consistency matters more over weeks than perfection on any single day. Third question, do these habits work for genuine night owls too? Yes, the timing shifts, but the underlying science remains identical regardless. Whenever you personally wake up becomes your version of morning. Fourth question, can children or teenagers benefit from similar routines too? Absolutely. Simplified versions work wonderfully for younger minds and bodies. Bed making, gratitude, and movement translate easily across nearly every age group. Fifth question, what if certain habits simply don't resonate personally? Feel free to swap habits for personally meaningful equivalent alternatives instead. The underlying principle matters more than following each step exactly. That principle is simple, intentionally shaping your emotional state early. Everything else is just one possible method among many available options. Experiment, adjust, and keep whatever genuinely improves your daily mood. Discard whatever feels forced, artificial, or genuinely doesn't fit naturally. This flexibility is precisely why the blueprint remains sustainable long-term. Rigid routines often collapse the moment life becomes slightly unpredictable. Flexible principles survive travel, illness, busy weeks, and unexpected changes.
Keep the core idea alive even when the exact steps shift. Protect your first hour, choose intention, anchor genuine joy deliberately. Everything else remains negotiable, depending entirely on your particular circumstances. Over months, people report noticeable changes beyond just mood alone. Better focus, steadier relationships, and increased resilience toward daily stress. These ripple effects extend far beyond the original 60 minutes. That's the quiet power hiding inside seemingly tiny morning choices. Small inputs, compounded daily, eventually produce genuinely significant life outcomes. This is fundamentally what neuroscience keeps confirming through repeated research studies. Your brain adapts to whatever patterns you repeatedly practice each morning. Choose patterns that build you up rather than quietly drain you. That choice, repeated daily, eventually becomes your natural default state.
So tomorrow morning, resist the phone for just 60 seconds. Let light in, make your bed, breathe deeply, drink water, move a little, write one intention, guard your first hour, notice something you're grateful for, then anchor one genuine joy. That's the entire blueprint. Nothing complicated, nothing expensive, nothing exhausting. Your happier, calmer, more energized day genuinely starts right there.